Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another double spending episode. Wow, this was a wild one right here, Funky Crypto Podcast. I was on John Kim's Masked Influencer show with Johnny Litecoin as well. Had an excellent time. You guys need to watch this whole episode. I'm telling you, a great conversation if you missed it live on his channel. Also, David Schwartz came in towards the tail end, so make sure you stick around for that. He is the project director of the Litecoin Foundation. He jumped in, and guys, excellent conversation. And I want you guys to enjoy it. Kick back, get some popcorn, soda, whatever you're drinking. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here, people. Holla. Zoom.
Yo! John Kim 77 here. What is up, my people? What is up? Say what's up, Johnny Litecoin.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on this week? How's everybody doing? All right?
Yo, it's Wednesday night. We thank you for tuning in. We got a special mystery guest today.
Love this guest. Love this guest.
Yeah, actually, Johnny Litecoin was more excited than I was, and I can't wait to introduce you guys to him. And let's bring him on. All right. All right, everyone. You got to guess who this guy is. If you know what, I'm sure everybody's gonna guess right away. But
looks like he's straight out the hood.
But apparently, Johnny Litecoin, loves this dude. And he was very excited that he's coming on today. And this guy is, come on, guys, guess better. This guy, I was watching his. Let me tell you a cool story about this guy. This guy, I have a doctor friend. And when the 2017, like the bull run hit and everything, my doctor friend, I was talking to him and they're like, I was trying to tell him about Litecoin and Bitcoin. He was like, no, it's okay. Me and my wife, we listen to this guy on YouTube. I'm like, oh, hell no. You gonna trust that fool? But anyways.
And it was him?
Yeah, it was him. So the doctor preferred his take on crypto over mine. So, but it was probably a wise decision at that time. I didn't know anything. So I need you guys to guess. Come on. Who is this? Give me your best guess on who this influencer. He said he will Mr. rob you for your cryptos. And you know what?
He's from the Midwest. He's from the Midwest. Let's narrow it down for him.
Yeah, I think he just might rob you. So be careful. Is it Craig Wright? No, just because we said rob you of your crypto doesn't mean that it's Dr. Craig Wright. You know what? I actually like the fact that he added doctor in there. He gave him a little respect. All right.
But his hood is very befitting of the name.
Ooh.
Another hint that we'll give.
Yeah.
Befitting of the name.
So here's another hint. He's related to what a woman does every month. So you know that once a month for a week, your girl's kind of shady. She's kind of like all grouchy. Yeah. What comes out of the body to cleanse her body is what he represents in the crypto space.
I'm sure being locked down, everybody's knows that more than usual.
All right, guys, he's getting hot. He's getting hot. We got one more minute before someone guesses who he is.
He's close.
Bro, Mr. Crypto Clacker, I don't know who you're dating, who you're married to, but I am so sorry. That is bloody hell.
Ding, ding. I see somebody in the chat.
Yo! Fingies, zero risk, zero reward.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him a gunshot. All right, good job.
Nice.
Hey, I just want to say, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing on this live stream, I copied from Crypto Blood. Like, he does the gunshots. I borrowed it, right? He does the gunshots. And here's my new one. And this is the restaurant that is serving after COVID-19. This got like, I think 30,000 views on my Twitter. I got lucky.
Oh, lovely.
Bro.
Wow. Can't get the COVID away. You can't get it.
Oh man.
Hey man. Well, thank you guys for having me on tonight. I wore my too legit to quit shirt, Litecoin.
Yo!
Litecoin, right coin.
Loving it. Woo woo.
Yeah.
So Crypto Blood, share with our viewers a little bit about who you are and how you came up in this space.
Yeah, man. I started I have a programming background, software engineering background. I run a web development company. Got into crypto in 2013, man. I was sitting up in the bed watching, or actually not watching, but reading a Zero Hedge article, and saw this article about Bitcoin. I didn't know anything about it at that point. I was reading the article. I'm like, man, this is it, man. This is like going to change the world. So I went out that night and went to CVS. It was about 1:30 in the morning. Put some money up, sent it over to Bit Instant back then, and funded my account on Mt. Gox and got started there, man. Never looked back from there.
Oh, so you're one of those Mt. Gox guys. You're one of them
So
OG
when you
people.
first heard about it, you were like, "Wow, this is back then."
Immediately.
This is wow.
Immediately.
Not me.
Because
Not me.
Well, you got to think, Johnny. I was a trader at that point already. Okay, and then I'm a programmer, right? So it's kind of taking finance and tech.
You saw it,
and it just clicked right away, And so I started buying Bitcoin. Bought my first 5 at that point. I went back the next night, bought another 5, and that was my journey. That was my journey from there.
All right, I got to ask you this tough question. So you had 10 Bitcoins when you first started out.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you sell those 10 Bitcoins for? Be honest.
How much did I sell them? I don't really know, because what happened was I bought around $79, John.
Mm-hmm.
$79 Bitcoin. It's crazy, right?
Is that 1000x? Is that 1000x the price that is now?
Yeah,
it should be, right?
Yeah, just about. No, 100x. 100x and some change.
Okay. A little more than 100x.
Yeah, a little more than 100x. And so it was at one point it was 1000x. So what happened was, John, I ended up hodling a little bit of it, or a lot of it, most of it, but I was spending. Back then there was a lot of gambling going on. So I was playing dice with it. All these different games.
Using it. You're actually using it.
Satoshi dice. Exactly.
You play dice with it?
Satoshi dice. Yeah.
Even white people play dice with it? We're talking about...
I used to play dice.
Little Joe. I know this, man.
I played CeeLo when I was in middle school.
Yeah, so I'm on there, Johnny and John. I'm on there. So back then there wasn't there was no Coinbase. It was just an app on Google Play Store. You can download a wallet, right? A Bitcoin wallet. And I was just sending money back and forth to the dice game address. And if I hit, I will get that ka-ching, because you send money to the address and you'll wait and see if you won. And if you won, they'll send you back whatever your wager was, plus, whatever you sent plus your winnings. So I would just do that and, play around. It was still like a toy back then, man. It was just an experiment.
Can you tell the audience how lucky we are that we have Coinbase, Binance, Gemini?
Big time.
People have no idea how easy we have it now.
Bro.
And
I said, my entry was through Bit Instant. That was Charlie Shrim's site. Right. So I would have to go to CVS, fill out a money order, bill pay, send it, wait, and all, it was definitely much harder and even harder before I got into the crypto thing. So, so
people hate on Coinbase and Binance and all these places, but that brings liquidity and makes it an actual currency. If there wasn't those easy on-ramps and off-ramps, it ain't a currency. It's a computer program. It's for developers, but the easier it gets, the more currency-like it becomes.
That's right. And and to just kind of go further with my story, John, So the price started to appreciate. I think it went from 80 something, 79, 80 to 200 and some change. I'm like, oh boy, this is it. I didn't hit a lick, and from there I took some out and it kept going, man. It went up to $1,000. Got all the way to $1,000. And so at that point, I started cashing out a lot of my coins and ended up buying, I got one right here, a mining rig, ASICs. I started buying ASICs and building my own rigs and reinvesting the capital. And guess what coin was the first coin I mined? Litecoin, baby.
Nice.
Litecoin. I loved I loved Litecoin, man. Back then it was so much faster than Bitcoin, and it still is. But I'm just saying back then Bitcoin was fairly fast, but Litecoin was even faster. And so I was mining that for about a good year and a half. I actually ended up making a business out of it because I was building rigs for other people and selling them. So it was cool. Yeah.
So nice. No wonder my doctor friend preferred your YouTube content over my personal words in person, which I was really upset about. But shout out to David, my homie doctor in Washington right now.
Shout out,
right.
Doc. Yeah.
I got blood on my channel. All right.
That's right, baby. Crypto Clacker says Coinbase is slow for millennials. Believe that. I don't know what he means by that, but yeah, man, that's kind of my story getting into this crypto thing.
Awesome.
Haven't left since.
You're an OG. You've been through it all, and you probably appreciate how much crypto and Bitcoin has gone mainstream and ease of use. But today, I kind of want to talk to you about something. I didn't mean to, but today I was watching this thing on. Hold on, 1 second. I was watching this thing on Netflix. I want to show the trailer so we can talk about something, because I think we forget the times that we're living in and what it used to be like back in the day. So check it out. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. This show on Netflix is about back in the day with Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was gay, but no one knew. He just kept it inside, and he had a boyfriend and everything. And it's a film about how it used to be back in Hollywood. And man, it was so powerful when I was watching it, because this black screenwriter wrote this awesome screenplay, right? And they're like, no, we can't put your name on there. You can be on the set, right? You can direct, you can guide it, but we can't put your name on there. So and it was a gay black man in Hollywood, right? So I thought it was so powerful, but it kind of reminded me back of, we forget how much black people actually went through, right? Back in the days, to even be included in anything, right?
Right.
So, but now it just seems like people don't understand that there's a process that you have to go through in order for you to gain your freedom, right? There's a lot of people who has to go through some major issues before they even make it. Like you see Denzel Washington winning the Oscars or Hollywood, whatever, right? Bro, for the black community, that's just like unheard of. There's Hollywood is on what you just saw, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I mean, of course, Hollywood has been an industry for blacks that it's been really hard to get in, and we don't get a lot of credit for a lot of the roles that we play, So I mean, I think that kind of goes even past Hollywood. That's kind of in a lot of different industries. I'm from the tech industry, and it's the same. You look at I had a startup. We were going around raising funds or attempting to raise funds for angel round. And man, it was tough. And it was tough because simply, I'm gonna be quite frank with you, my skin color, And so how I relate to that is I saw that in the VC world when I was trying to raise funds, because I would see some of my peers get funding. My idea, my partner and I's idea was much better, but we didn't get that. And it's not just me. You look at the numbers. I think as minorities receive like 1 to 2% of all VC funding, somewhere around there. At least that was the stats in 2018, 19. So yeah, I mean, I can relate to it, man. And you know, hopefully that thing changes or continues to go in the right direction. I think we are.
But I think what's important is that the people that actually like went through everything, so that the future generation could have a little bit more freedom. They were sad, right? They were hurt, but it didn't stop them from going forward. But what I see in this generation, not just Black people, even Asian people, all races, right? Everybody wants to be cuddled. Everybody wants to be baby. But what they don't know is, like, in order to reach a greatness or revolution, there's got to be some people that are going to have to suffer, right? So I don't know if you agree with the fact that, yes, the cards are stacked against the Black people, but there's two types, right? People, they say, hey, that's just the way it is, and I'm just gonna live life. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Who said this hurts, but it's not going to stop me from changing the world myself for my kids. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I don't know if you chimed in on one of my off the chain live sessions where I think we talked about this. I don't know who it was, but the problem in the Black community is we don't have a voice, and the voice is muted because we don't have the dollars. If we have a super PAC, you'll get a lot of stuff done in Washington instead of, you know, trying to go through NAACP and marching and doing all that. No, you speak with your dollars. America is a country, unfortunately, it's about the dollar, right? So you get stuff done by paying for it. And I think in the Black community, if we can focus on getting organized financially, right, and having a movement there, we'll have a larger voice in Washington instead of just voting Democratic, because I ain't
Makes
getting
a lot of
jack
sense.
done.
That's why I always felt like I see such a big need for crypto and Bitcoin education in the Black community. I mean,
absolutely.
Financial freedom, the Black community. So I think it's like,
you know, that's my man Max Kaiser. That's his whole. He thinks that, you know, Bitcoin will be a great asset for inner city, not just Black people, but inner city communities in general, right?
Exactly.
But you know, I mean, I'm Black, so I can only talk and relate to what I see and what I know and who I know in inner city. So yeah, Bitcoin, cryptos will be a big help. And I think my buddy Isaiah Jackson wrote Bitcoin for Black America. In Black America, that is a great book, you know, and it kind of talks about that. So hopefully that continues to happen, man. That's what we got to make happen, because it's going to be a huge wealth transfer, not just for, you know, from lower middle class individuals. If they can get on this Bitcoin thing, cryptos, there will be a shift, a wealth transfer like none other. In the next 5 years.
Charlie Lee said he said Hispanic too, and yeah,
Hispanics too. Yes,
100% agrees.
100%
too, because also
100%.
too, Hispanic community does a lot of money transfers, maybe to family.
Yes,
South America, Puerto Rico, you know, Dominican Republic. So 100%.
Yep.
I think any
minority,
any minority community. Me and John were talking about even the Korean community, because there's a lot of fiat on ramps and off ramps now at ATMs in Korea. And where I live in Jersey, there's like pockets of just certain culture. So I can bring you to a town, it's pretty much all Korean. I can go to another town, it's all this background or that background. So
yes,
I think we need all these spots. Are the one thing we got to realize, crypto, you know, wealthy people that have always had it good, they may want this for investing. They're not going to get the whole like ethos and need behind it. They go to the bank and they give them what they want.
And you bring up a great point. You bring up a great point, Johnny.
So it's not really an argument that they can like bite onto. Like I remember this one time, this lady, I told her if she took Litecoin, I would give her a $500 printer for free. Right? I said, just take Litecoin. Let's put the sign up. I'll spend $500 to give you this printer. I tried to tell her why. I thought about it. I said, her husband's like, I think he's worth like $100 million.
Yeah.
the house, they got like basketball courts and stuff in it. Like I was like, and I'm telling her, yeah, you know, we need a system outside of banks. And she's like, why? Like,
yep. I've had the same experience. And I was actually talking to Jason Williams earlier, John Kim, about that. I told him that very thing. I was like, I personally know a billionaire here in Michigan, and I've had conversations with him numerous of times about Bitcoin. And, you know, he's intrigued, but he's not really, because he doesn't need it. He's made his billions in the traditional banking system. What the hell does he, my elevator pitch to him can't be, oh, you're gonna make a lot of money, or oh, it's gonna go to $100,000. That doesn't mean anything to him.
Most of
money
America,
is not an object.
Most of America doesn't realize that there's unbanked in America.
Yeah.
Just think, oh, it's America. Go get a bank account. Are you stupid? Go get a bank account. They don't realize that there's a lot of people unbanked. A lot of people are afraid of banks.
Yeah.
I actually have helped people that were so fearful that have received a check and they were unbanked. And they said they had a problem cashing, had a check cashing because of the out of state, the EIN number. So we said, oh, go to Bank of America where it was drawn from. Because they had owed Bank of America money from a credit card years ago. They thought they were going to get arrested if they walked in there. And they were just, they were going to be willing not to get paid. Right. And it's just so most people don't know how like the other half lives. They just see things through their own little lens. And they're like, if it's good, like give you a good example, investing. I try to tell people the thing I like about crypto is better. You could turn the money over so much quicker. Your money's instantly available. Instantly liquid. You can't do that in the regular stock market system. You would need millions of dollars of capital to trade how you can day trade with like $5,000 worth of like cryptos. If you try to tell that to like rich people, they're like, yeah, but my account, I'm accredited and I can special clearance. And I'm like, yeah, but how is that fair for everybody else? They're just like, oh yeah, well, it's not. Who gives?
When I was in like when I was doing a lot of business, I was a preferred client, which means you just get treated very well. You have your own vice president that you're working with. You don't have to wait in line. They waive all the fees that you ask them to waive. So it's not fair, but that's just the reality, right? Like, that's
life is not fair.
Yeah, that's part of the perks that come with you when you make money. But I'm telling you right now, so many people are missing this one point, blood. Just like the lottery, if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency moons, there's so many people that are not prepared to handle that kind of money, and most of them will end up broke or really messed up. Why? Because they don't have that fundamental education of what money and investing, liability.
It's like pro sports. Oh, why are athletes broke? Why? Like you even have to ask this?
They didn't become wealthy from money management. They became wealthy from their talent.
And then they got people scamming them that are smooth talkers saying, trust me.
Hey, bro. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Hey, yo, this is racism. Every time an Asian man coughs, a black man points his finger.
He's got COVID.
Asian coughing. Watch out. I just talked about Black history and how Black people were treated unfairly in Hollywood. And an Asian man coughs one time, and a black man points his finger and says, "How dare you?"
Can we catch this through Zoom or through StreamYard?
That is hilarious.
I cough, Crypto Blood turned into Greta.
He turned into a straight wimp.
I
heard a cough.
Honestly, satisfied today.
Oh, where's my mask, man?
But crypto. Hey, CB.
Yeah.
Is it true that so many people who's never held $10,000 or $50,000, even $100,000 in their hand, are gonna go through, if crypto moons, go through a stage where there's a growth stage in handling money, right? So I just think there's going to be a big problem in the crypto space. A lot of crap show is going to happen when crypto moves, and so many people does not know how to handle or deal with success.
And I saw this in 17, Kim. I saw this in 17 where people came into some money and their whole aura changed. They're a whole new person. They got this new, swag about themselves. I'm not going to name any names, but money can change.
Name me one. Name me one.
Nah. Money can change people, man, and it's not always
money changes people. Money
it does, man. I saw a lot of mean, just people's, and just in the Telegram rooms I was participating in, just seeing how people change. It was really funny, man. Really
people
funny.
Always say like, "What are you gonna do if you like get this money, right?" I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, well, what are you gonna do?
I'm sure John
moved nowhere. I don't know. Like, I do like cars. Maybe I buy like a nice car. Like, we're on with Jason showing us his cars. Like, I'd be down with that. But what am I really gonna do? Same stuff I do now. You know what I mean? Probably work out more. I don't know. Eat a little better. Like,
yeah, it's more difficult when it's a windfall. When it's a windfall versus, John, I know you understand this. You've had 12 businesses, 16 businesses. When you grind for the money, it's a different. It doesn't feel. It almost feels like you earned it. I mean, you did earn it, but it's like, damn it, this is my money, yeah. Right? Like it's a different feeling versus when you have a windfall and you kind of blow up off of crypto or something like that. So
yeah, so
everybody should get their plan in place now.
I agree. I agree, Johnny.
But it's a lesson that everybody must learn the hard way, right? Because everybody thinks they're gonna do very well, but when it actually happens, they're gonna be caught with their pants down. All right, another video I want to share with you guys today about mainstream media. I really want to share this with you guys because I want every time I have something to say, I kind of want what Crypto Blood thinks, because apparently he doesn't like Asian people when they cough. Shots were already fired today, so here we go.
He's got wisdom, Crypto Blood wisdom.
Oh, very tight. I like. Okay, all right. Get us the audio though.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, sorry.
They telling me you're 100% certain that CBS News Corporation, National, staged a fake event. They faked the news. They faked the reality and broadcasted that to all of their audience last Friday on CBS this morning.
100%, absolutely.
Only 6 states have reported more cases than Michigan, but fewer than 2% of its people have been tested for the virus. In our series on the state of coronavirus testing, Adriana Diaz shows how Michigan is trying to improve a system that has failed some of its people.
But the governor says testing above all else will help determine when to fully reopen.
Apparently, the news crew wanted more people in the line because they knew it was scheduled.
Well, we knew they were coming. We had no clue that we were going to have to do face patients.
Gotcha. And did she tell you guys hey, you're not actually getting tested?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, just to make it DC, heard the news because they were up there in Washington.
That's crazy. Well, I didn't see you guys do the swabs at all. I just saw you talking about them. And then I was talking with the other girl.
There were a couple of real patients, which made it worse. I probably just wanted it to look busy. It's not yet.
Is this the fake line?
Yes, yep, that's it.
So the people in the cars are not patients?
Majority of them. I do know from talking with the testers that one or two of them were real patients, which added to their frustration because this line sat there for a while so they could organize the shot.
So they've made a line of cars with medical personnel in the cars as opposed to patients.
Correct. Correct. You shouldn't be afraid to say the truth because in the end, truth always wins.
All right. So you know, I'm gonna say this: Project Veritas is not all right. So you know, I'm gonna say this: Project Veritas is not all right. So you know, I'm gonna say this: Project Veritas is not all right. So all right, my bad. I'm gonna say this: Project Veritas. What's going on? Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna say this: Project Veritas.
All right, so I'm gonna say this: Project Veritas is not. I mean, they've been flagged before. I'm gonna be fair, but this video is ridiculous. CBS, they're the ones that used the same photograph from Italy as New York, and that lady who worked at a hospital, which she didn't work for like a year. Like, what's going on, Crypto Blood? I mean, how is it that you can be so blatant, so flagrant?
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what it is, bro. It's all about viewership, right? At first, they were ignorant to the whole coronavirus thing. They didn't cover it. It was widely spreading around the globe in January. I was covering it in January, early February, and they weren't talking about it. And matter of fact, they were kind of dismissing it, you know. And then so once it starts to heat up, and you know, and more viewers, they see that that gets viewers, they're going to do whatever they can to sensationalize this virus. Now, that doesn't mean the virus isn't real. It's totally real. I'm in Michigan. I tell you guys for sure, this thing has wreaked havoc here, and you know, it's a real situation. I know more than 10 people who have been affected, a couple who have died, and like like 2 people away from me, I know more than like 5 or 6 people who have died, a friend of a friend. So yeah, I mean, you know, that's what's gonna happen. CNN, they're doing it. All of them, they're taking advantage of what's going on.
Hold up, sorry. I just want to give a shout out to David Schwartz, the project director of Litecoin Foundation and the CEO of Cornerstone. And,
what's up, David?
What up, David?
Apparently he's God, because he likes this one, and this is a good topic. So since he approves it, yes, sir. Maybe I should continue to go on. Nice. Thank you for letting me live in your country. Thank you, sir. All right. All right. So no, I had to mess with him. So Johnny,
shout out to Mexican Charlie Lee too. That's my guy. He's from my channel.
Mexican Charlie Lee, what's up? So,
he's cool. He's a good dude.
Yes,
Mexican
he is.
Charlie Lee.
Yes, he is.
But I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to weight, when it comes to brains, he ain't no Charlie Lee. I'm just saying. Now that's my boy.
Oh man, that's
funny. Johnny, what is your thought on mainstream media and the poison that they're spreading? Look, for all you people who are Democrats, I'm talking about Fox News too. I'm talking about
all of them. All of them.
Okay, they are from. I mean, it's not even about covering news anymore. It's about how can you make it so shocking that people cannot. It's like looking at a car accident, right? You want to drive by, but you just can't stop looking. So, John, what's your thoughts on mainstream media playing a role with this whole pandemic?
I mean, they want us divided. They want people divided. Watch CNN or MSNBC for long enough, you're going to get one point of view. Yeah. They might even be like doing subliminal messaging. I don't know what they're doing, right? If you watch Fox News or another channel, you're going to feel a different way. Guys, we need to unite together, right? They're the enemy. The news is the enemy. It doesn't matter, Republican, Democrats, the enemy of the freaking people, right? Forget politics with this crap. None of this is political, right? Nothing I ever say is political. I hate politics, right? I look at the person, the issue. Sometimes I like what the Democrat has to say. Sometimes I like what the Republican has to say, right?
Same here, man.
So I'm just like, I never put myself into a box and I'm going to follow this person in fire, right? That's the problem with them. So I think, John, yes, they're staging stuff, of course, it look better for TV. But I feel like the problem is with this, like Crypto Blood said, at first they downplay. They didn't want to cover coronavirus, COVID stuff, right?
Yeah.
now they have an agenda attached.
Right.
So it's full steam ahead. And it's like, again, they have to tie the agenda to it. You know what I mean? So the COVID thing is serious. I mean, people are dying. I'm in Jersey, very hard hit.
Yep.
My nurse, she's working nonstop on like a COVID team, doing stuff over the phone. Doesn't work in like a hospital, but she works with like elder care. So she does all the stuff like behind the scenes, like
you know what pisses me
people.
off?
So people are dying. I mean, people are dying. Like it's. But with that said, even my wife, even if you ask her, she's pissed. She thinks there's an agenda by the news, by the mainstream to steal our freedoms, right? This is my wife as a nurse fighting this, feeling that way. So, and we both in the beginning told everybody before anybody said lockdown in February. I mean, I was watching your stuff, Crypto Blood, in January. I was following Cliff High about this and that, telling people, look, there's something going on. I don't know much about it. It looks dangerous.
Right.
Scary. Start taking up in your vitamins. Start taking your vitamin C. Get your immune system in order, right? Start drinking less, this and that. Like, I don't know what it is, but don't wreck the country for it is like the other side of the coin. You know what I mean? So
it's a delicate. Go ahead. I'm sorry. John.
It's a delicate situation, but mainstream media, it's all fake news. They want to keep us divided. Only real news is these podcasts and stuff that are uncensored.
Yes, sir.
There's no big sponsorship behind anybody. That's your real news. TV is like Hollywood. It's scripted and it's
dinosaur. Yeah, they're dinosaurs and they're trying to.
And what proves it is the Jeffrey Epstein thing. You heard that?
Shut up. He did not kill himself.
No. You heard that lady on the hot mic. And she said, I wanted to bring this out.
Project Veritas put that out. I saw that. That was big.
That's kind of like, you trust the news. I mean, news is entertainment. All I can tell people is don't just watch one channel. You watch one channel, you're making a mistake. You watch Fox News, watch it, but then watch a little CNN. I'm telling you. No.
Okay. So we got David Schwartz, the project director of the Litecoin Foundation and the CEO of Cornerstone Global Management here. I want to bring him in because apparently he's mad because I didn't invite him when Crypto Blood was on here. I don't even know why everybody likes you, Crypto Blood. To me, you're just some YouTuber that
I am. You're right.
It's all up on my grill and trying to take my shine.
David!
What's going on?
So I want to say
maybe that freaking troll's gonna come in. That hates backwards hats.
Hey, David, I know this is gonna be hard, but please just say one thing nice about Crypto Blood because he says it's already too big right now.
What? Come on! I already said he's awesome, man. Like this is one of the ones I would have loved to have been on, and I didn't get my invite today.
John, the Johnnies are messing up.
You got brought in though, David. That's pretty.
Well, there you go.
That's some clout right there.
I came in like halfway through.
So before we go in a little bit farther, CB.
Yes, sir.
Man, you've had some who of who's in crypto and in finance on your freaking YouTube channel, right?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you who I got coming on after.
Hold up. Before you say that,
I'm not gonna tell it on live because it's
but
too
name
deep.
drop some of the people that actually came onto your show already.
Brock Pierce, and Andreas Antonopoulos. Man, I don't know. You heard of Hotep Jesus? Jesus, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Jason Williams, just had him on today. That was an epic interview.
What's it, Caliente? What's his
basketball player?
Salente.
I actually joked with him, David, about that in the intro. I'm like, I've got Jason Williams. I'm like, not white chocolate. Co-founder of Morgan Creek Digital Capital. That's what I said. That was funny. Yeah, I thought the same thing, man. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just fortunate. I'm glad that people, I have a small channel. A lot of people know me, but I have a small channel, so it's just great to see that people do want to come on my channel because we just have good, real conversations like we do, like we're doing right now, man. I love it.
But it's small, but you're real. I mean, you're not selling out for money. You're just you're not asking people to like paying people to follow you. You literally are growing organically, and that's the only reason I like you, CB. It's not like I like your content. I mean, it's. I'm kidding. I love.
You have a good format, though, Crypto Blood. I gotta say.
Okay, thank you.
I'll tell you why. A lot of you highlight what you're going to cover in the beginning, and then you more detail on it. So you kind of give like a Cliff's Notes in the beginning,
right?
Yeah. So you don't want to watch your whole video. Like if you don't got time, you could just watch the beginning part. You kind of catch the Cliff's Notes.
Yep.
It's very like effective. I actually appreciate that because I want to watch everybody's YouTube every day, but I just don't got the time to always do it. So I gotta pick and choose which I watch. So your show, I can see that, and you highlight it. I could catch just the beginning, or if there is a topic, I'm like, oh, I really want to watch him talk about this. He's talking about Litecoin. Let's watch this.
Right. every once in a blue moon, I throw my Litecoin fam some love. I had an epic. Someone in Anthony M said Philly bond trader. That was an epic. Random get. I didn't even know her. She found me one night drinking.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I really do have I don't know how she looks like, and I don't want to find out. But I do have a man crush on that girl. I mean,
a lot of people do.
She sounds so hot.
She sounds pretty nice.
She acts like she doesn't give a damn.
But Johnny, I've had some people sounding nice, saying they can't find my house to drop off the DoorDash, and when she got there, boy, she was a booger. She was a booger.
It's nice to imagine.
I want to say, all you women out there with beautiful voices that doesn't match the looks, I'm sorry, but we still love you.
We still love you.
We just been burned too many times.
That's right.
To where we can't trust you anymore. It's like Bitcoin. Don't trust, verify.
There you go.
So what's up, David? David, what are your thoughts on Crypto Blood, MSM, and girls who have nice voices, but have butter faces? You guys know what butter face is, right?
No, what is that?
She fine everywhere, butter face.
Oh.
A girl got a butter
Joe
face.
Rogan,
you gotta watch
over. This guy John is on a roll, baby.
Hold on. I gotta give myself a little bit of laughter on that one. Oh, lovely.
Choo-choo. Choo-choo.
All right, David. What's up, man? Talk to me.
No, I love Crypto Blood because he's genuine. So I was really excited when I turned on the computer and I saw he was on there. Then I was like, oh, I got to try and get on this show, man.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
You guys know that
Johnny always told me a lot about you, and then I finally got to watch some of it, and I really like genuine people, and you're one of them. So that's something that rings. That resonates a lot with me.
Yeah, that's how me and John, when we met out in San Fran, we just kicked it off, and nice guy right from the get go. I can just tell. And we were talking. He's like, "Man, I know you." I'm like, "You know me?" I was pretty shocked. So we started talking, and it was kind of rest is history.
All right. Here's a quiz for all you guys. David, when was the first time that we met Crypto Blood? You may not even realize it. When was the first time that we met Crypto Blood? Crypto Blood, when was the first time ever that you met me? This is the quiz because I saw the video the other day. When is it?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking both of you. When was the first time you ever saw me in real life, Crypto Blood?
Oh, first time I saw you.
I know for sure when I first saw you.
No. First time me and you, David, saw or met Crypto Blood, and you may not even realize it.
I don't realize it because I could swear I've never met him.
Litecoin Summit 2018.
How about you? Blood, when was the first time me and you met?
Litecoin Summit.
No.
The first one?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, here's the answer. The first time I met you was at Big Swear's party right before the Litecoin Summit. I have a video I was watching the other day that tripped me out. I walked up to you with my GoPro. I'm like, hey, are you Crypto Blood? I was fanboying, like, yo, what's up, man?
Was that? I thought that was. I guess
that was the first Litecoin summit. Big Swear had a party the day before, and you were at his party.
Yep.
And then I walked up.
That was crazy. Because when I walked in, I think Bix was like, "Hey, there's my buddy Crypto Blood," and everyone was like, "Oh!" I'm like, "What the hell? What is going on?"
That was a fun party, Big Swear had.
That was pretty nice, man.
Yeah. So everybody was there. David was there. Charlie was there, but nobody knew that Crypto Blood was behind the scenes over there in the back. I don't know if you left early. Were you there when Charlie Lee came?
Yes.
That party?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were there, but they just didn't know who you were. Right. But I have a video of me going up to you like a fanboy, saying that, "Hey, I know you, Crypto Blood."
Yeah, you're right. That you're right. Now I remember that. I do remember that. You were a little tipsy then too, I think. Hey man, you may have a drinking problem, bro.
Charlie rolled up in there like he owned the place.
All right. So David, you're on the show. Now that you're on the show, this show has become officially legit. So what's on your mind these days? What's on your mind? Just share what's on your mind.
Man, I don't know.
No, not that. Don't share that.
Oh, well, we've been talking a lot in the house. You can hear that behind you. Huh? There she is.
She's in
We've been talking a lot in the house about COVID and just all the different things that seem like they are real, but they're really not. And how you really can't just blindly trust anybody anymore. Anybody in any type of a place of power or influence or anything else.
Great.
Yeah, and so we've been talking with our 17-year-old daughter about that a lot. And it goes back to pretty much anything in life. It's not even just this COVID thing. You can talk about that with racial tensions, with tensions between countries. You know, it goes on and on. Literally everything has some kind of an agenda behind what we're being fed. And so we just try and teach them about how you have to have a mind of your own and be able to, my wife's over there making noise, be able to discern things on your own, but you can't do that until you've educated yourself too. So you just don't just rely on getting your information from a third party. Some of it you're going to have to try and figure out on your own and then discern the information you're being provided by others. So that's what's been on my mind lately. Oh, and the fact that I've been able to get you probably your best guest yet coming up in a couple of weeks here. So.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so May 18th.
Yeah.
We have Ron Paul live stream on the Funky Crypto podcast. You know, we started epic. Yeah, we started this live stream because Ben Askren has such a big Twitter and Facebook following, you know, and we wanted to keep it interesting. And I'm gonna be honest, all right. So I'm new to podcasts, but it's hard for me to talk on a mic and not see anyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I lose that
here
interaction, you know. So like I was like, Ben, let's try the live stream thing because if I see your face, I can react better. Right. Yeah. So we started with the CEO of Lolly last week. Next week we have James Lopp, the Bitcoin, and then after that we have Ron Paul and David. Thank you so much. And just because he hooked it up, Cornerstone will be the sponsor of that live stream, which will save us thousands of dollars. So yeah.
I think just one other thing. I think the other topic that's kind of been in my head lately, and you guys ever watched on YouTube? There's a thing called Oversimplified, and he goes through historical. Yeah, watch this. Just Google or go into YouTube and search for Oversimplified, and it goes over like historical topics. And one of them that I was watching today was about the Civil War, and it was interesting. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Lincoln. right? Have you ever seen that before?
There's so many, right?
God, I don't think
I
saw
love
that
backstories. So basically what I'm getting to is I love backstories to things. So I was huge into sports growing up. I wanted to be a sports writer. And one of the things that I love, which I thought was going to help make me a good sports writer, was all the backstories, because you really only see the things, you see the guys play the games. But, one of the things, so I grew up in, most of my football and baseball comes from the 70s and 80s. So I was around to see when like Gooden and Strawberry came in with the Mets. I mean, those two guys excited the hell out of me, right? So but they were confusing too, because coming from rural Wisconsin, we had one black family in my entire like surrounding area. Right?
We're done. We're done. How could you say that?
One, and we had 2 black people in our entire high school, and they were both adopted by white families, right? So my background was very
white.
Yes, very starched.
So they talk really they talk like really like the black people they didn't know they were white black, did they?
No, well, yeah, the one did. He was very, very connected to it, but he was very very polite to everybody who would constantly ask him questions, right? He ended up going to Luther College in Iowa. It was a really great black university. Okay. He was just an awesome guy, just in general. But I was always very protected from a lot of stuff. I didn't really understand or realize a lot of things. And so when I would watch athletes like them, I didn't really understand where they were coming from and the things that they were dealing with, especially with like fame. And you guys were talking about money earlier and things like that. And I don't know if you know a story, if anybody out there knows a story about Gooden and Strawberry and other athletes like that at the time, but they had a hard time acclimating to that type of an environment after they had money and they had all this fame and they could basically have whatever they wanted. Those 2 guys went through, drug issues and all kinds of stuff. But I didn't realize that till I was reading these backstories on them. And so it's kind of the same thing with anything else.
Dave, I'm going to ask you, are you watching and following the Last Dance? Speaking of backstories, no. Okay. The Jordan, you should check it out.
I'm a Bucks fan and
you should check it out. If you're a sports writer, you'll like it.
Yeah, I love that whole time frame. I thought their teams were so just not just great, but enigmatic at the same time. How do you bring in somebody like Rodman and still be able to keep everything, Yeah. So I'll have to watch them. I know I will. I love watching like
that was the only time in history where my eyes were just wide open. Yeah, because the playoffs.
I'm not even into sports like that anymore. But I tuned in.
Me neither. Back then, man, watching Jordan when I was like a kid.
So pure.
You watched Michael Jordan. Now you watch the game. There's never been another player.
Right.
I used to be a kid and watch Jordan and go outside and like do the moves, go to the.
Yeah. I got it. That was a good one, John. Hey, the quote of the day. Back in the day, we used to watch Jordan. Now we just watch a game.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the backstory thing, to tie that to where I was going after that. So the Civil War thing brought a lot of things to light. Just understanding that whole dynamic, how we got to the point where we did. And then I started thinking about when I joined the military and I went through basic for the first time. And that's when I was really exposed to different cultures within American society, other than my white rural cow tipping, background and stuff. And so it was very interesting when I went through it, and, half of the guys in my unit were either black or Hispanic or whatever else. And I was training in South Carolina. And I was just like, I don't even know what the hell a grit is, And so they kept talking about grits, and they were talking about all these things. And so the guys were really cool, right? So I had like 3 guys in my unit who were all from Philadelphia. So they would constantly be talking to each other, and I couldn't understand what the hell they were talking about most of the time. And so, it was great because in that environment, everybody had to work as a team, right? So you have to learn and understand each other. And so they would take you under their wing. They'd be like, here, we're going to take you out and we're going to show you how this works and what this tastes like. And then they'd ask me questions. And very, very enlightening. So I love watching and reading different points of views of things. And so I think that's probably why I like watching Johnny Litecoin stuff and your stuff and a lot of others, because I don't live in those areas. I don't live in that type of a lifestyle. I don't live, in any of that. So I get to vicariously live it through you guys and try and understand where you're coming from. So
yeah, man, I grew up in the inner city my first 13 years of my life. But what was interesting and unique, I think, with my life, Dave, is that I went to a very affluent grade school. Like my mom would she would drive me 35 minutes each morning all the way there and back. So it was an hour round trip for her to take me to this school. And so it put me in a different, I got to see, and like how you were saying, the guys that were the black guys in your army, whatever group, platoon, or whatever you call it. But you get a chance to see the other side, right? We all come from different life backgrounds and experiences, and that molds what we see and perceive as reality in our world, right? But we have to realize that it's different for everyone. So it was, I understand exactly where you come from, because then I was able to see the other side, the people who were wealthy, and it's a totally different world. So it's good to be balanced and have that and get that.
Let me ask you something, Crypto Blood. What white people frustrate you the most? Like, there's certain white people that like really gets under your skin, right? So what are some of the characteristics of a white person that really, like, not hate them, but like really gets under your skin?
Yeah, no, I definitely. I thought you were talking about a particular person. I'm like,
no.
Name a white guy you hate.
Listen, that white guy right there. Listen, I don't like David, but I'm being a professional right now. So I'm just saying, a group of people.
No, I would say honestly, seriously, like sometimes it's not even sometimes, and I don't even blame them. As we just talked about, you can't relate to a black person and what they have to walk through and in their shoes. So you miss a lot of things that we go through on a daily basis. It's the microaggression stuff that we as a black people go through on a regular basis, and we just deal with it. Or we'll talk to each other about, like, man, I'm at Starbucks and a person they didn't even, whatever. You may be somewhere and they treat you differently. And we as black people, we get used to it, but that's what we get it all the time, microaggression, and we get stereotyped very quickly, very easily. But it's just like we talked about earlier, man. It's either the strong survive. You're going to be strong. You're going to get through it. You're going to recognize those adversities, and you're going to hang out with people who don't look at you that way. Don't stereotype you. I'm not colorblind, but I also love hanging with all types of people, man.
Yeah, somebody even said colorblind is actually black and white, so you can't even say colorblind.
Right.
But that's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. Those same guys, we actually did a social experiment. So they were telling me a lot of the same things that you were just mentioning, and so they took me to a mall, and they said, let's just walk through the mall together and look like we're confused in stores and see what happens. And I was like, all right, that's cool. So we went through, and it was like, you go into a store and we'd all look like we're confused for what we're looking for. Every single person that worked in that store would come to me.
Hey, buddy. Yeah.
Yes, they would ask me if I need help, and they would never talk to the other two guys.
Blasphemy! That's a lie. No, that's a lie.
No, it's true, bro. And we go through that every day. But the thing is,
I got a funny story for you guys after.
Yeah, and the thing is,
David, how did you feel at that time when you realized that they put you as a priority?
I felt really stupid. Because I was like, I don't understand. It was I couldn't, my cognitive dissonance was so, you know what I mean? I couldn't put it into reality for me because I had never seen it from that angle. I was literally watching it from the guys standing right next to me. And I felt like I was going through it. And I felt really stupid because I actually didn't need any help. You
were good.
Hey, hold on. Breaking. White people, you will get helped whether you need it or not. That is
I got a funny story for you guys. It actually, in this story, we stereotype the Asian guy. You guys ready? John is the.
I'm back. What?
So, okay, this is when I worked at another company. This is probably like this has got to be like 12, 13 years ago, right? On this company, like Sales Blitz. So we went out at night, right? We wanted to go to this, like, it was kind of like a nightclubby type of place.
Be careful.
This black guy, this Spanish guy, and this Asian guy, right?
Is this a joke?
Sorry. So I said, I said, let's try to get in for free. Let's tell them we're pro football players because it was summer. It was like the Jets were like training. I said, let's just play it off, right?
You pretended you were a fullback, right?
Asian guy goes, he was tiny. He goes, what about me? I don't look like a football player. I go, you're the team doctor. And it worked. It worked. We said, we're in the area. We play pro football. Our doctor's with us.
Like, you know what, guys? I'm tired of the stereotype that Asian people get, that we're all doctors and lawyers. And I know that's complete opposite of black
stereotype. At least it's a positive stereotype.
I know we get that good stereotype. Excuse me, sir. What hospital do you work at? Wow.
I get the I need you to clean up that little spot. You're the janitor, right? No, I'm not the janitor.
Wow, we laugh about this, but I think what's so important is, like David said, right? You don't know until you really experience it for yourselves, right? And I'm Asian, and I lived in government housing when I first came here, and I was surrounded by black people. Do you know that the first thing I learned when I came to America, when I landed, was a black kid coming up to me and doing this, and I really thought that meant hi. He smiled. No, listen, I promise. He smiled at me. It's like that, right? So I thought that meant hi. So I went to my apartment, ate, came back down, went up to all the black people and went like, hey. That's where my fighting career started.
Is that when you learned to fight?
Man, I fought black people every day in that apartment. You know what's funny? They also became my best friends. What women don't understand is this. When men fight, sometimes you get closer. Right?
It's like a respect.
Yeah, there's this bond, So they taught me how to fight, and I've had good relationships.
You taught them how to use chopsticks, right?
Yeah. You know what? I gotta say something about chopsticks. You white people and black people and Americans think you're so brilliant because you came out with a freaking fork, all right? But there's a reason. Chopsticks has been used for thousands of years. And once you know how to use it, it is so much more mobile.
That's why you guys are so skinny, because you can't even get like a rice in the sticks and you're just trying to eat that thing.
Really, David? Do I need to take you to the mall and show you?
I swear, I spent 20 minutes on 2 pieces of chicken the other night. That's my new weight loss, because I can't get the damn thing, the chopsticks to work.
You can't eat as much with the chopsticks. I like chopsticks personally. I don't know. I eat good with them.
You know what? This is not even planned, bro.
Oh my God.
There's a chopstick laying right next door. And anytime check this out, man. Y'all don't even know.
So why do you do this?
This is how you do it.
Why do you do this?
And then about the rice thing, all the white people say, how are you supposed to pick up rice? You ain't supposed to. You hold up a bowl and you scoop it in, dummy.
Okay.
Yeah, but why do you take them when you break them and then you roll them?
Because there's a lot of fibers on this wood. So we do this to get all that extra wood off, and then we dip it into the water to get the extra stuff off, and then we ask for another water.
I just always saw them do that in movies. They snap them and then they go like this. I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
Because there's a lot of splinters on the cheap ones.
Okay.
So you do that just to get the splinters.
I'm always too hungry. I break them open and start digging in. I'm like, splinter in my tongue to get the food in quicker.
All right, so Crypto Blood, you don't have to tell us who, But I heard you have someone great coming onto your podcast, your YouTube channel soon. Hype it up a little bit.
He's legendary in the finance game. You guys have probably read his books back in the 90s. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Is it the same guest that we're gonna have?
No. It's not Ron.
It's not Ron Paul, right?
No.
But Crypto, you know that CB, you know that me and you have a network, and we kind of share our guests. So if you're nice, to David, you know, we'll get Ron Paul on the Crypto Blood Show.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would be excellent.
So
I'll have great questions for him for sure.
So when is the ETA for this epic show?
In 2 weeks. I have this guy on in 2 weeks. He got a new book out, and it's gonna be exciting, man.
So you're saying that all of us will know who this guy is as soon as
big time.
All right.
Big time.
Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen.
No, not Joel Osteen.
He will be the whitest person you've ever had on your show, bro. Because
he would be.
All right, so we've been going for like a minute, 10 seconds. I wanna close. You guys know how we close the show. We're gonna start with John, go to Crypto Blood, and go to David because David's like, why do I always have to go first? And then I have to be quiet because he may fire me at our company because he has the authority. So, but anyway, so this last thing is your last comment, but it could be about anything, but it has to be something dear to your heart. Whatever issue that you're really worried about, or whatever message that you want to send out to other people. And remember, I'm going to screen record this, and this is what I'm going to tweet this next week. So make it good, because if you suck, you ain't making it on my Twitter. So Johnny, give us your final closing comment.
Be careful, you guys, in the next bull run. Don't sell all your Bitcoin. Don't sell all your cryptos, right? Take some profits, absolutely. Have a good time. Don't sell it all. You might say, I want to sell it when it gets to $100,000 or $200,000 Bitcoin. Guys, it looks like a hyperinflation is coming. So keep that in the back of your mind. And remember why we are in this game. Remember what Bitcoin represents, what crypto represents, why it came into existence, what it's fighting against. So we talked about it earlier in the show. Get your plan ready now, because a lot of people are gonna come into money. They're not gonna know what to do. Get your plan ready now when you don't have the money. So when you come into it, you're following your roadmap. Do not get rid of all your cryptos. This is what they want. They, the bad guys, want to shake the tree. They want you to, before the hyperinflation, get rid of your cryptos to them. You're struck it rich and the dollar hyperinflates. And you're stuck more broke than you were you even got into crypto. So that's all I could say is, guys, just be smart, take some profit, but definitely don't sell all your cryptos, right? Always remember why you're in this. Always keep a little bit for when that hyperinflation comes. That is your hedge against it. That's it for me tonight, guys. Crypto Blood. So happy Crypto Blood could come on. If you're not watching Crypto Blood show, guys, who are you? Who are you? Definitely watch Crypto Blood show. So he's got his shows are good. His content's it's short, sweet. It's to the point. I talked about it earlier. He gives a little Cliff's Notes before the main body of his show. He's always getting good guests on, good content. So definitely subscribe to Crypto Blood show after that.
Oh man. What is this, the Crypto Blood Show channel? What the hell is going on?
It's Mr. Rob You For Your Crypto. That's who it is. That's my new name.
All right, Crypto Blood. Tell him.
Yeah,
what is on your mind? Hold on, Crypto Blood. I know what he's gonna say. I really don't know, but I know that whatever he says is literally going to blow up Your head. So go ahead, Crypto Blood.
No, I actually want to piggyback on what Johnny Litecoin talked about, the part about taking profit. What do you do with that profit that you take? I think you should, and I'm not giving financial advice, but think about rolling some of that money into other assets that will make you more money. So that's something that people should think about. I mean, diversify your profits. So don't just spend it all on material things. Go and buy you some land, or go buy some stocks that pay dividends or something, so you can exponentially grow your wealth. And I think that'll make you even more wealthier in the future.
All right. Just because you're Crypto Blood, you got one more thing that you must say before we close.
What you want me to say?
That was great
Bro,
advice. That was great advice.
It was a good advice.
It
was a good advice, but it wasn't what I expected from Crypto Blood. All right,
see, I'm never giving you the expected. Never.
Hey, Blood, it's my show. You do what I say, okay? When I come on your show, I'll follow your rule. No, but just tell us in general about how you feel about what's going on right now, and what's an important message, not about investing, but just in humankind general. Like
I want to say, finish what my thought about when we were talking about like how Black people go through things in public. You kind of started the whole video off on that note. You know, people who aren't Black, just make sure you keep in mind that you may see some Black people act in an aggressive manner. You gotta remember why sometimes. Because they go through a lot, on a day-to-day basis. So as David kind of pointed out, it's from the microaggression in many cases in society, still to this day. It's unfortunate, but it is. So be more compassionate to all your minorities out there, even the Asians.
That's what
Turn around when you take a look at it. I needed with some bypass.
You got knocked the
That was awesome. Thank you, Blood. Thank you, Blood. I knew you had it in you, because at the end of the day, I want people to know, don't be so quick to judge Black people and their the way they carry themselves sometimes. We are the product of what we heard, seen in our atmosphere. So if you were born and raised in a place where all you saw was, like negative stuff, what do you expect the product to be, right? So reconsider before you judge them and put them.
And I want to just say one more thing. The reason why I dress the way I do, wear the hats and stuff, I could put on a suit, I could put on and do it up all professional and everything. I do that on purpose, actually, not to do that, because I want to break the mold in society when they look at an individual like me, right? That you don't necessarily expect me to know anything about crypto or finance and stuff like that. So that's really the reason why I keep it really hip hop-ish. I keep it funky, and I keep it raw like that for that very reason, Johnny. So that's
I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add to that. Allen Iverson did the cornrows and wore baggy
I ain't wearing no
shorts.
cornrows now.
No, but check it out. But everybody, the media, everyone crapped on him.
Yes,
right?
they did. Yeah.
And what happened? He changed the whole culture of NBA.
He did.
Right? Everybody's wearing baggy shorts.
He was a great player.
He was a great player.
He was
really
actually
underrated.
He actually was my favorite player, even though I loved watching Jordan.
Yeah.
Watched Jordan, but Iverson, because I was small. I loved basketball growing up. I used to sleep basketball at night, right?
You know what? People say Iverson is small. He was like 6'1", bro. Like, if you see him in real life, he was big.
Yeah, but that's for the NBA, that's small. He was probably like only 5.
He's more like 6. Yeah, he's about 5'10", 5'11".
They lie. But he was skinny.
He did have long arms, though. He had long.
He did. But he was.
All right.
He was good, man.
So Johnny Litecoin loves Allen Iverson. That was what he was saying, and he was good. He was good. All right. So David, break it down.
All right. So I got two things. One would be just don't pretend like you know more than you do in this crypto space, because you're getting a lot of new people coming in. Mm-hmm. It's okay to research with people, right? I think one of the things that really bothered me when I first came into the space was you had people who felt like they had to know what was going on if you asked a question. And if they didn't know, it's like they failed or something. When in reality, it's okay to tell somebody, I don't know anything about that project, or you know what, I know a little bit, but I don't want to give you the wrong information. So maybe let's look it up together right now, or something like that, right? It's better to do it that way than to hurt somebody, because there were a few times when I first came in where I'd ask some people questions about a specific project or something else, and they gave me either an opinion, right? It wasn't anything educated. It was either an opinion, or they had an agenda behind me buying some because it helped inflate their own profits. And both of those happen quite often. So I would just ask everybody out there to just be genuine with the new people that are coming in. And if you don't, if you spent this bear market time not understanding or learning more about the space and the different projects that are there, even if it's just not for your own benefit, but for those that are coming in after you, do it now before it really starts spiking up, because you're going to get a lot of questions. So that's the first thing. Just be genuine about it. And then the second would be, I know 3 of us have our hats turned around right now. And once I'm going to go back to the 80s. So the 80s sports again. There's, it'd be one thing if a dude like me were to turn his hat backwards and play baseball or something. Nobody would think twice about it. I'd be a fun-loving, I enjoy the sport kind of a kid, right? But there was a dude who did that in the 80s, and he got just lambasted by the press for it. His name was Ken Griffey Jr. And so the only way Ken Griffey Jr. could get rid of the comments that were coming towards him about him disrespecting baseball and all that stuff, he basically had to swing his way into the Hall of Fame to get people to shut up, right? But he was no different than anybody else. And so I would say, when you look at people, don't look at, like you said, how they dress. Don't look at how they look.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even necessarily look at how they act. I would look at the root or the backstory of why they act the way they act. And there could be a reason for it. There may not be a reason for it, but until you look into it, you wouldn't really know. So don't judge people, even if they start out maybe argumentative, dramatic, or anything else. Just try and understand them as a person first before you react.
That's good, man. Wow.
That's good. Hey, Crypto Blood,
Wise word.
you're about to put on a hat backwards just so you can fit in with this badasses over here. So don't act like you weren't going to.
He's disrespecting the show, man. Look at that.
Yeah. All right. So here's my closing comment. Yo, Johnny Litecoin is one. Look, dear Litecoin fam, we have a Zoom call tomorrow, and I'm not gonna get into details. Johnny, stop sweating. All right, we got a call tomorrow with a couple of CEOs in the payments industry and the network industry. Right. I probably won't make it because I just don't know if I'm going to add any value. So I'm going to let Johnny and all those CEOs talk about it. But if you're sleeping on Litecoin, I'm telling you right now, you're a dumbass. All right. And I'm going to go
Wake up.
to Crypto Blood right now. Crypto Blood is this. All right. Look, I grew up with Black people. When I was in the homeless ministry, 90% of the people I was dealing with was Black people. I brought him into my home. He robbed me, but I didn't get mad at him because he was the product of what he saw growing up, right? He robbed me because that's all he knew. Even though for 6 months I gave him a job in a room and everything, he couldn't help it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But did I hate him? No. Deep inside, the moments that we shared one-on-one was so legit that I still treasure that, So I look at that instead of what he did to me, So Crypto Blood is one of those people that's keeping it real. When other people are saying they're keeping it real, they lying. They're not keeping it real. They're only trying to look like they're keeping it real for the money, right? But Crypto Blood is keeping it real. His subscribers, his followers are not off the charts, right? But if you do the right way, it takes a long time. And I can tell you this because when I was training MMA, so many of my friends took steroids. They got bigger, faster. They got onto more shows. They won a championship. But when they got tested, everything went away. So that's how I see Crypto Blood, as somebody organic, somebody real, that is trying to do everything by the books and trying to make sure that he gives value to his audience and not trying to profit off of them. And for that reason alone, you should subscribe to his YouTube channel, follow him on Twitter, because he's one of the few real ones that are left in the crypto space right now. And for David, I mean, everybody knows I'm a big fan of this guy. He's not only is one of my best friends, but he's my mentor, and he's the CEO of the company that he built and he added me on. Because I can't lie. So, but I wish him the best. Me and him worked with Charlie very closely. And a couple years ago, it was just a dream because we were on Twitter and hoping that we had a voice at the Litecoin Foundation. But right now, we have a voice at the Litecoin Foundation, and we have a voice on Twitter. And I honor David. And you can even tell what he said about when he went to the mall with his black friends and realized that this is for real. And that's why you got to honor this man, because he's gonna put his experience over his theory. And that's the beauty of the Litecoin fan. We are here to prove with our actions that Bitcoin maximalists and all these toxic people, that your theory aren't that real in real life. You know what I mean? So I want to thank Johnny, Crypto Blood, and David for coming on.
Awesome.
And for me, I just want to say,
yes, thank yourself.
I know, some people don't like silence, but I think in a podcast, when you're silent, it makes people think, right? I'm here without a high school education, without a college degree. And I try my best to be as real as possible and to be as simple as possible. Because when I'm simple, I don't have to carry the weight of trying to be smart. It gives me a lot of creativity. It gives me a lot of green light to do whatever I want, because people won't expect too much from me because they think that I'm simple, right? But behind the scenes, I'm working with MIT graduates, CEOs of big companies. So I just want to tell everyone in crypto space, everyone who cheats, they will gain followers and they will gain notoriety very quick. But I won't name any names. It will not last. I'm over 40. You cheat, you win in the short term, but you will lose 100% in the long term. You're looking at 4 people right now that believe in the long term, that believe in organic growth. And these 4 people, including me, we will not disappoint you. We will not lie to you, and we will not try to profit off of you. And if anything, we'll profit because we provide the best service through our sponsorship, not to the people who are struggling and invest in crypto just so they can have a better life. And anyone who is profiting of these people, which, you know what I found out lately? I'm sorry, I'm going long. Most people in crypto, they don't even hold half a Bitcoin. They don't even hold 50 Litecoins. But they're so vocal because they're so proud of their investment, right? And sometimes we shoot them down. But to them, that's the world, right? And sometimes I look at a guy with 50 Litecoin like, that's it, you know? But to them, it's such a huge deal, right? So I think we need to realize that the people that we're dealing with in crypto Twitter, their $2,000 investment in Litecoin, Bitcoin, or other crypto is a huge investment from their perspective. And sometimes I downplay that, but I think we need to bring back a culture to where even if it's $1,000, that we need to congratulate them and also applaud them for taking a chance on an asset that is this young.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything is relative.
Everything's relative. That's right.
Everything's relative.
Thank you so much. I gotta give Crypto Blood props for allowing me to have these things because he taught me become a little bit fun. So everybody subscribe to Crypto Blood's YouTube channel. Follow Daddy Cool 1991. And he's not that cool, but he's very interesting. Johnny Litecoin, he's the gangster from New Jersey. Today, he made a video because somebody said a 6th grader wears his hat backwards, and he posted a video, and it was scary as hell.
I sent the message.
Oh, is that what David was saying in the chat room? Okay, I get it now.
That's why. Hey, dear the guy who posted about wearing a hat backwards, are we in 6th grade? Look at all of us. We're wearing our hats backwards
in solidarity,
and you ain't close to where we're at. So.
We ain't playing.
Thank you, everyone. Saturday night, we have the most beautiful girl in crypto as the mystery guest.
My wife?
I'm not even lying. The most beautiful girl in crypto will be on Saturday. And you know how I know it's true? She is sponsored by more people, more companies than any girl that I know, just because she's hot. And she's my friend. And she will be here on Saturday. I'm sorry, ugly. Crypto Blood had to come on a Wednesday, but on Saturday, I promise you, there will be somebody very hot. So on that note, yo!